Today's Red Dane top tip is on diagnosing and detecting and treating sick calves. So generally when people think of sick calves, the first thing they think of is where's the antibiotics, and that is really the last thing on your list. The first thing, the calf minders need to really care for their calves and know their calves almost individually, so they can pick up if there's any issues well before the calf is chronically ill. So for example, when we come and look at our calves with the Mars pen, the big advantage is when you push the Mars pen along, you'll see the calves walking and you'll see any issues. But generally you can just see if a calf is happy. Some of the things we're looking at are, does it have a shiny coat? For example, this calf's just the way it moves, we can see that it's happy and it's healthy. It's shining. It's clean. So we look around the rear. Well, you can see a little bit of scouring, a little bit of dung on the tail. So that would be something to watch for. We'd also look in the pen if there is dung, loose dung or actual signs of scour, then we know there is a sick calf and we try and pick up which one it is. The other things we look at might be difficult to see, but are its eyes sunken in. A dehydrated calf, its eyes will really go quite deep into its head, and that'll tell you that it stopped drinking. The other thing we look at are, does it have a nice moist nose, or I was going to say nasal nose, and are its eyes clear? Are there any discharge from its eyes or its nose? Some of the other things that you need to get a bit closer for are, does it smell? Scours really smell, and that also means you'll get more flies. So if there's flies gathering around a particular calf, she's obviously got a problem. We also can check for heavy breathing. So if it's quiet and you go in close to the calves, you can hear and you can see if there's heavy breathing, and you'll pick it up, one doing it more than the others. The other thing to listen for is grinding of the teeth. That generally means they're in pain, and you probably can't hear it on the video, but there is actually one calf that's grinding its teeth here now, which tells us it's either probably got stomach pain, most likely, but it could also be pneumonia or any other pain actually. Okay, so here I've picked out a calf that is just a bit slow. She's not walking as quickly and as easily as the others. She doesn't have much power to even run away from me, and you can see her eyes are a little bit sunken in. If you look at the back of her here, she's quite dirty. There you can see she has been scouring, and she's actually, did you see how she was sort of staggering? She's not that strong. So that would be one that I'd probably pick out from this group. So we have detected that there's a sick calf. That's the first and most important thing. What do we then do about it? And basically there's a lot of things we can do even before we've really diagnosed what the problem is. And that is, let's get it rehydrated. Rehydrate is the most important thing for any calf. No matter what's wrong with it, it will start to go off its food. And that is another thing, that when they're drinking, you'll also need to watch them carefully to see if they've got that strong suckle reflex, if they're tending to go for the food. And in this case, this one wasn't drinking well, so we know that's why she's getting dehydrated. So we actually force feed them 4 liters of electrolyte solution between their milkings. Don't pull back on their milk, but add the rehydrate in between. You also see if you can force them to eat a bit more, and the other thing that we tend to do if we're worried about the calf would be to remove her quite quickly from the others and get her into a more sheltered environment with more bedding. Make sure she's got shade, make sure she's got clean water. You're also protecting the other calves from spreading. If what the calf has is actually contagious, you're stopping the spread to the other calves. So once you've detected the sick calf, the other good thing to do is to take a temperature to help with your diagnosis. If they're really high temperatures, over 39.5, then you know that is a chronically sick calf, and it may need to have some antibiotic or other treatment. In this case, consult your vet. Give them as much information as you can from the things that you've observed to help them advise you on which is the right drug to use. Generally, scours can be treated just with electrolytes, but you do get, if you start to see blood in the scours or the calf really going down in condition, then you need to be quick and get them onto antibiotics. And with pneumonia, if you're finding the calf's really got heavy breathing, heavy coughing, maybe even discharge out of its mouth, the chances are it's got a bad lung infection and most likely would need a penicillin-based drug. If you're getting a lot of scours, bad scours, and you're struggling to treat them, again, the first things that you need to consider are your own management, your hygiene, and the basic things that you can see on from some of the other Red Dane top tips on calf management. But hygiene would be a really big one, in the bedding, in how you handle the milk, and so on. If everything you feel you're doing right and you're still having sick calves, you can also get some scour test packs from some of the local veterinary companies, which will give you a quick diagnosis, accurate diagnosis between 3 or 4 of the most common causes of scours. And I really recommend you do that and make sure you're treating the right type of scours.